Hi, I'm Diana Williams. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Kinetic Energy Entertainment. I actually went to school and studied finance and international management, but I wanted to figure out the business of entertainment. That was what was so interesting to me. Came out to Los Angeles. I went to school at Georgetown in DC, moved to Los Angeles, and started working in production as an assistant director, which was amazing. I learned so much about how big movies get put together and studio features and how the crew works and just really understanding how crew comes together and what everyone does. And then at the same time, I was producing documentaries and then moved into producing narrative feature films. I moved myself to Asia to kind of learn that market, to understand China, because at that point they were just starting to open up more and take in more feature films, which was directly affecting the studios as well as independent film. So coming up independent film and producing in that area, but also understanding the studio realm, because both were important to me in terms of storytelling, in terms of the voices, but also I am a gamer. And so I really was able to keep up with that and getting involved with producing games and producing VR, because I love the intersection of tech and storytelling. And that's what really grew through everything I was doing, because I was interested in, well, what is this red camera everybody's talking about? This is in the 90s. And then, oh, we're now able to shoot digitally and also distribute digitally. So what does that mean to workflow? What does that mean for post-production? And what are the new jobs that are coming up? And who are the new technicians that are coming in and new engineers, and the way that we're looking at how we are telling stories and how we are getting stories to an audience. I also have done publishing. I have my own comic book with the creator, Zach Mortensen, and that's called Gatecrashers, which again was learning how to put that together and to distribute it and going to New York Comic Con and talking to our community. And then that got set up for TV recently. With everything that I've been doing, I then end up at Lucasfilm. So once Disney acquired Lucasfilm, I came in underneath Kiri Hart in the Lucasfilm story group. And, to be able to work on one, I grew up a geek. I grew up with every video game system. I grew up with comic books, but that's what grew my love for that kind of storytelling, and also the match of the artistry of the print and the paper, and what each frame does and does well for story, and what happens in the gutter. And getting to Lucasfilm, that really encompassed everything between LucasArts and publishing and everything. I was really able to not only extend out my love of all of the different ways to tell story, but also just hit me in terms of my experience, and I was able to be value add while there. Also, what was so great about being at Lucasfilm, I was able to really continue to pursue my love of the intersection of technology and storytelling. And so with that, I was a part of an amazing team that consisted of Kiri Hart, again, Lucasfilm Story Group, Vicki Beck, and Kim Library, who's now over at Epic, and started ILMX Lab, which was really looking at how we're going to be able to tell more stories in the Star Wars universe with the tech that is available, but also with the tech to come, and to allow ILM and all these amazing engineers to be able to push and find the connection between storytelling and technology, and how one can always make the other better and pushes each along, as opposed to one leading the other. And I felt with ILMX Lab, they did an amazing job of that. It was always a great day when an engineer would say, let me show you something that I've done. And I'm like, that's amazing. And then trying to come up with a story that can also do that. And it just kept pushing. So I was very fortunate to just do so many things there, which leads me to starting Kinetic Energy Entertainment. Curiosity. It's what gets me up, gets me going. I think it's the only way that we're going to continue to innovate in this industry and in humanity as well. And there's nothing more that I love than discovering something I don't know and be able to do a deep dive, and seeing can it applied what I'm doing is just like great additional knowledge that I have that's fun to talk about at a party. And I love curious people. And so it's just that combination of both those things that kind of continue to allow you to walk forward into your future and appreciate the present that you're in, but also understanding your past. I think I would tell my younger self sometimes to not be so hard on yourself, because It causes sleepless nights and undue stress. And sometimes when you're hard on yourself, you don't realize that you're maybe also a little bit hard on people around you. And then in a specific, I would say that director you are about to work with is insecure and it's not going to go well. It is not going to be a good shoot. Go around the world with your friends, because that's an opportunity that you're going to be so sad at this age, at this year, that you did not do. Always pick the experience over the job.